The evolution of IOLs in cataract surgery is constant, and along with it, new materials and techniques to optimize incoming light and focusing it on the retina. In Chengdu, China at APACRS 2024, Chairman and Director of the David J. Apple Center for Vision Research in Heidelberg, Professor Gerd Auffarth, was on hand to reflect on his research into modern multifocals as an answer to this problem, including the state-of-the-art in high-performance pentafocal optics.
We have seen over the last 10-15 years, first of all, an awareness that dysphotopsia and distribution of incoming light is a problem or is a topic. The more you extend the depth of focus, the more it influences dysphotopsia, halo size, halo intensity. You cannot get rid of that, but you can make it smaller, you can make it less intense by the way you distribute the light. So it has been addressed by all companies. Some of the older, long-standing products are still based on that technology, but newer products like the intensity or other lenses on the market have adapted to that and find new solutions for it. The name dynamic light utilization applies to the way light was distributed. The way the light is distributed through it depends on the heights and the distances of these little rings that we can see. With their intensity, AI technology has been applied. The computer develops models, and you continue to do the modeling and the simulation and the modeling and simulation. You do hundreds of iterations until you ended up with the most efficient usage of light. What you can have with diffractive lenses is foci on different orders. And they can be around zero, so you can have minus and plus first and second order and so on. And what you also can do with diffraction is to use light from two foci and move it to other areas. We call that intensifier. And by this way, you can have a pentafocal lens, which essentially has a trifocal performance. We get a continuous vision. So it's not only the three foci, also in between these foci, you have enough energy to get a good visual acuity out of it. Imagine if you're sitting in your living room, you want to see the TV, and it's 2.5 meters away, not 3.5 meters. And then you're in this little zone where you have some unsharp images. We have a lot of complaints in older lenses from patients. And this had been addressed by having this continuous light distribution and this plate phase in the defocus curve. With the intensity, we have one of the best defocus curves in the current states. We're doing studies with PanOptics, with Synergy, Zeiss, Lisa, you name it, with all of them, geometric. And it is really outstanding in terms of the reliability and reproducibility. In our study, we compare it with the PanOptics, which is actually a great lens, but it's technology 15, 20 years old. And you see some gaps between the foci there. And when you do the defocus curve, this gap is filled with intensity. I use the intensity every week, every day, more or less, in clinical patients, in my private patients, and also in studies. I use it in a couple of fellow doctors from my clinic. There are some anesthesiologists and some others, where I recommended this lens for them or motivated them to be part of the study because I'm very secure in my opinion about it and have good results. And they all appreciate that. Yeah? So it really has become one of the most used lenses in my clinic. So the clinical response from the patient is very rewarding. The patient in the clinical situation explained is that they just see that they can see everywhere. They tell other people, now I can see here and there and tell me the situations where they think they had an advantage compared to previous times. And that other patients who got different lenses say, oh, I can do that. And so they're very proud that they can do it. With the patient who gets the lens today implanted, he will enjoy a life which is kind of uncompromised. I don't think he will have the desire for an upgrade or something like this later on. So I think the patient nowadays will forget about its lenses because vision is not an issue. Yeah. he would just run around and don't think about that he has some special lenses, because this is normal vision for these patients.
Cataract optics are evolving new solutions to the physics problem posed by replacing the lens, and patients are the beneficiaries with Hanita's Intensity, the high range of vision pentafocal IOLs. For the latest developments and research on these new high-performance IOLs and how they can change the lives of your patients, visit Hanita Lens's website today.